Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahara Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, the ruling teacher, the Akims and the Iwas and Byways, and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. And there's this short video clip that I come across that I want to play. The title for this is it's from Sky News, and it says, "We've got this virus back under control." And this is the Health Secretary in the UK. I believe his name is Matt Hancock. I just want to play this short video.
In England, in the week before the peak, the number of cases grew by 11%, but in the last week, cases dropped by 30%, almost a third. This is clearly good news. It shows that the national restrictions have been successful. And what this means in practice is that through everyone's actions in respecting the national lockdown and through everything that people have sacrificed, we've reduced pressures on the NHS, we've brought down the number of coronavirus cases, we've got this virus back under control. And I want to thank you for that.
I figure he's trying to look so sincere as well. Yeah, but it says that we've got this virus back under control now. I had posted something before or made a video before about what was said on this website. This is the government website concerning high consequence infectious disease. Now, I'm going to read this article here because obviously this had been going around, showing what the government had put on their website about this virus. So it says, and this is full fact health coronavirus. It says COVID-19 may not be a high consequence infectious disease, but it is a real emergency. Now, personally speaking, and this goes back to May, it says what was claimed. The UK government no longer considered COVID-19 to be a high consequence infectious disease. Our verdict: this is true because it no longer meets the criteria for an high consequence infectious disease. This doesn't mean that it is no longer considered dangerous. So we're going to read a little bit of this. And personally speaking, what they're doing is damage control because of what's been put on the site, the government website, to how they're actually behaving, what they're saying in public, and what, how they're actually behaving. So what it actually says, status of COVID-19. As of 19th of March 2020, COVID-19 is no longer considered to be a high consequence infectious disease in the UK. This site is saying several Facebook posts have shared a screenshot from a UK government website, which says that COVID-19 is no longer considered a high consequence infectious disease. Some readers have also asked us whether this is true. Well, we've gone to the website and that is true. It's not a fake website. Despite the misprinted or misprints, which might typically be a red flag indicating a fake website, this screenshot does come from the UK government. Although the typo has since been corrected, it is also true that Public Health England no longer considered COVID-19 a high consequence infectious disease. So I'm not sure what the misprint was meant to have been. But we just read what they said on their website. There's some Facebook comments say that if COVID-19 is not considered a high consequence infectious disease, then the current lockdown is based on a hoax. This is a misunderstanding of what the HCID label means. What is an high consequence infectious disease? So let's get an understanding of that. It says COVID-19 was first classified as an high consequence infectious disease in the UK on 16th of January 2020, when it was still known as the Wuhan novel coronavirus. HCIDs are serious diseases that sometimes arrive in the UK from other countries and have the potential to spread domestically. As a result, the NHS and other European health services have made plans to identify and respond to them. According to UK government's definition of HCID, has several features. Among them are the fact that it typically has a high case fatality rate. So, high consequence infectious disease typically has a high case fatality rate and is often difficult to recognize and detect rapidly. There are currently 16 diseases listed as HCIDs, including Ebola, SARS, MERS, monkeypox, plague, and 4 severe strains of bird flu. Now look at this, it says the case fatality rate for these diseases, meaning the proportion of confirmed cases who then die, is high. For Ebola is about 50%, SARS about 15%, and monkeypox up to 11%. Even a small outbreak of these diseases could potentially kill many people. For example, if roughly half the population out of 66 million in the UK, yeah, caught a disease with a 1% case fatality rate, it would result in 300,000 deaths. Yeah, it says for comparison, 541,000 deaths were recorded across the UK in 2018 from all causes. So if something had gone out with a 1% case fatality rate, it would mean 300,000 people would die. Now, and we've already gone to the website. It tells you it's not a non-high consequence infectious disease. When you go down, it tells you, it says mortality rates low overall. Yeah. So let's look at this. This is the amount of people that's died in the UK so far. It says 1.6 million cases, 58,000 deaths. And it said if 1% of the population caught it says caught a disease with a 1% case fatality rate, it would result in 300,000 deaths. So far, what that's showing us is that those that have died so far is just under quarter of that amount, which tells us that the fatality rate is less than 1%. Now, this is TB. It says a total of 1.4 million people died from tuberculosis in 2019. Yeah, 1.4 million, and at present we have 1.4 million deaths from coronavirus. So let's say by the time the year's out, it pushes up to 1.5. That's not much different to TB, but yet still, we didn't lock down for TB. Yeah, and this is why I can say we've got this under control, because you have to consider, was it out of control? Now, this is the only scripture I'm going to read, really. Proverbs 14 and 15. It says, the simple believeth every word. Yeah, the simple believeth every word. And when you go into that word simple, this is what it has to say.
Strong's H 6612. Pethi.
Simplicity, naivety, simple, foolish, open-minded. Now, when you look up this word here, naivety, it says lack of experience, lack of wisdom, or lack of judgment, naivety. So when it says the simple believeth every word, someone who lacks experience, Wisdom, in this case, it will be wisdom and judgment. And go back to Proverbs 14 and 15. It says, the simple believeth every word. But everything you're told, the simple would believe. It says, but the prudent man looketh well to his gain. I didn't look this up. Let's see what this is saying. So the prudent man, acting with or showing care and thought for the future. So someone that's going to act with care and thought, so what it actually says in the Hebrew, is going to be looking towards their going. And this is what we have to be in this walk, prudent. We can't be simple.
Strong's H, 6175. Arum.
There's
Arum.
sub to shrewd.
Second entry.
Yeah.
Arom. Arom.
All right, so it says subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent. So someone who's sensible, who's shrewd, yeah, is going to be looking well to his goings. But those that are simple, they're going to believe every word. And what's that word? You can read it. Yeah. Anyway, with that, I'm going to close out. Give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Wahara Kakadash, Kwame Sha'ala.